imagine that. Boss says, listen up, don't you lag, 'cause nuggets ain't just any old snack. There's a method to the madness, a crispy golden dream. Gotta follow every step, keep it hot and clean. Dip 'em, bread 'em, fry 'em up right. Golden brown perfection, crispy light. Timer's ticking, don't be late, or they'll come out soggy, now that's a mistake. First, grab the frozen, lay 'em in the tray. Drop 'em in the fryer, keep your hands away. 3 minutes later, they're floating just fine. Scoop 'em, shake 'em, let 'em shine. Gotta temp check every batch, make sure they're prime. 1 to 65 or more, now we're doing just fine. Dip 'em, bread 'em, fry 'em up right. Golden brown perfection, crispy light. Hot, fresh, ready to go. Pass 'em to the window, serve 'em with a glow. BBQ ranch or sweet and sour. Pick your sauce, it's nugget power. Pair it up with fries and a drink so cold. McNugget mastery, yeah, I'm sold. Dip 'em, bread 'em, fry 'em up right. Golden brown perfection, crispy light. Fast hands, sharp mind, I know the drill. McDonald's trained and got that nugget skill. Fry 'em up right. Golden brown perfection, crispy light. Hot, fresh, ready to go. Hot, fresh, ready to float and just float. Adnan's training, got that nugget skill.
You're listening to FFOP Radio.
Reach the Hey everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Dave. This is FFOP Radio, and boy have we got a show for you tonight. But before I get into that, let me introduce my co-host and producer, Krista. She's right over there off camera.
I'm here.
So you may have seen what's going on via the thumbnail, the title card, all that good stuff. I think I'm a little more excited for the second half than it's not even a half. It's like the second third. It's 10 minutes long. We'll get to it then. But first, what we've got is some McNugget training.
Oh.
So, and it's not like, it's the actual McNuggets. There's no other nugget made of chicken. There's no other pink slime out there that we're going to be talking about. It's got the Fry Guys in it, I think. Maybe not the Fry Guys, but like the Fry Guys are like the guys that look like koosh balls. And these are just the fries and the shakes and
just
the whatever.
the fries.
Even though those guys should be the Fry Guys, the Fry Guys are actually, they don't even look like fries. I don't get it. That being said, full disclosure, I'm not and never have been a fan of McDonald's chicken nuggets. Even as a child,
I used to put those things down.
I thought they were trash. They were shit from stem to stern. And they still are. I don't know why. They're terrible. I think I do know why. And maybe you know too. But they're bad. They're like the worst nuggets out there. If you want, not for nothing. I'm typically right, but you do you. Good nuggets, Chick-fil-A makes a good nugget because it's actually chicken.
Wendy's, I like their spicy chicken nuggets.
Wendy's is okay.
When they had them.
They're fine. I don't know. The recipe must be a little different. It does feel like Wendy's also come from pink slime because when you bite into them, it's like eating a small Brillo lopsided sponge. You know what I mean?
Mr. Yabo says, I used to eat the breading off of them and then dip the naked nuggets and eat those.
Good Lord. Are you related to my wife? You guys should meet up and talk about Three Musketeers or whatever the fuck it is. Milky Ways? I don't know.
No, Three Musketeers. Milky Ways, there's too much caramel and that wouldn't work to eat the sides off the perimeter.
You can't have too much caramel. Like there are candies
to only do it that way. To do it the way I eat Three Musketeers, it can't.
Real quick, guys. Here's the thing. When you want to really enjoy your candy bar, and I mean really enjoy your candy bar, what you want to do is pop that motherfucker into the freezer, not the fridge.
Ugh.
The fridge is fine if you just want a cold bar. You got to put it in the freezer. Your peanut butter cups, Hershey's, Snickers, anything.
Your teeth will thank you.
Listen, you don't have to like go in like a brain dead catfish and just like honk away on it, like with disregard for your your mouth bones. I'm just saying, like, do yourself the favor. If they're small, you pop them in your mouth, they last longer. I'm always about enjoying myself, prolonging the things I enjoy, if possible, not in the way that Krista does, where she throws it in the fridge and says, I'm savoring it for 6 months, never even looks at the fucking thing. Then when mold starts to grow, I go, whoa, the savoring has reached critical savor. But seriously, if you haven't done that, and who hasn't, like, right, throw them in the freezer. That's so goddamn, like, it's a no-brainer to me, right? I don't know. But then again, you do you. Yeah, I like my Snickers very veiny and firm. I thought you said very firm.
No, veiny and firm.
I mean, they look veiny, obviously. I mean, you've seen the top of a Snickers. They look like, I don't know, the top half of a really interesting dog turd. But do yourself that favor. Oh, my God. I can't imagine a Heath bar in the freezer, FDO. I've imagined it so hard it's come true. Like, I'm sitting, whatever. Put them in the microwave if you fucking want, right? I don't give a shit. Pop them in the microwave for 10 seconds and just, like, smear it all over your face like the shit-eating mongrels that you want to be. But when you're ready to step up with an air of sophistication and class, as you're waiting for your toaster strudels to toast, pull a fun-size Snickers, a fun-size Milky Way, something out of the freezer. Do yourself that solid. Especially here in Arizona, on a hot day, nothing hits the spot like a frozen like mini peanut butter cup or something.
Yeah.
I don't even eat that much candy anymore, but I have memories. Do it. Do yourself whatever. If you're living in Canada, chuck them out the door, wait 30 seconds, and then go to town. But it just does. Do yourself that favor. Savor them. But that has nothing to do with what we're talking about tonight. It might in the second third, or I guess the third. Deep fried Mars bars.
I've never had a Mars bar. I don't know what's in them.
Like nougat and whatever. They're not super popular. Like the Zero bar.
Can I eat the perimeter first in those ones? That's my question. Brick? Dave eats his chocolate bars with a knife and fork like George Costanza.
Like George Costanza. Yeah, I've never taken it that far. Like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, once I saw that episode, I go, is that a viable option? Tried it. It sucked. Never did it again. It's funny to see, but I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to get started on like carnival foods, because like all these chuds out there who just like take already bad for you shit, wrap it in batter, and then deep fry it in like canola oil, which you might as well just be like mainlining petroleum into your veins.
Yeah, like our big county or the big fair out here, like everything that they offer is fried Oreos, fried Twinkies, all that crap.
Wrap it in bacon or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like a fair lemonade, country fair lemonade, you can't go wrong. We were at the Gila County Fair. We entered in a couple of meads in their competition. Took first place, by the way. Don't worry about that. Best in show also. But again, there was a lemonade shop, right? And you could buy a giant baby bottle. It was like a 48-ounce baby bottle, and it was extremely expensive. It was like $25 or something stupid like that.
But you probably got free refill.
That's the thing. They would regret seeing my happy ass hand over my card. Because here's the thing. I would not leave until I was like dead, either from a massive bladder eruption or kidney or renal failure. I would do it because you don't fuck around with me in lemonade.
It's true.
Number one. Number two, if I pay for something, it's leaving inside my body one way or the other. Right? The money is spent. You're just going to leave it?
Can I complain about what happened yesterday?
We don't need to get into it. People know. That's what I'm inferring. If you buy something and the money is spent, it is jumped out of your wallet, out of your bank account, whoever you give it away, finish the fucking thing. Don't let it sit there. Don't be like, not for me. Even if it isn't for me, it is coming with me. I bought it. Whatever. Moral of the story is we're about to embark on a little nugget training. Okay, here's the thing, Ryan. People come in all the time and in our shop and they order something. They take a couple of sips and they go, not for me. And it is annoying because I put time and energy and love into everything we make.
But these people came in yesterday, 2 married couples, and they both ordered full flights of all of our flavors, 2 ounces of each of them, and basically gave me back 1.8 ounces of each of them.
Served them 12, got back 11.2.
I was so upset to dump all that out.
It is irritating, but you got to let it go. Once their money is in our hands, I don't give a fuck if I don't care if you douse yourself in gasoline and then put out the fire with our shit. I don't care if you want to throw it in the face of an enemy. I don't give a fuck. Once it leaves my possession, it's in your hands, you can do with it what you want. It is a little galling to have someone go, ew, and give you back all 12 ounces. Whatever. Chuds one and all. But enough about that. Enough about the regular chuds. We're going to see some puppet chuds. Yeah, step 1, find an enemy. Like anything. Whatever. Throw it out the door into the street. Because I have your money. I don't care, right? I just don't care. I mean, I do care a little, obviously, but not enough to be like, you're barred, because they're never coming back anyway.
You would have cared more if you were the one that got those glasses back.
A little bit. It's happened already. Like, people go, I'll have a flight, and they go, and then they'll leave, and I go, whatever, bitch. Your money's in my account now. Anyway, here's some training about how to make chicken McNuggets, pink slime and all. We probably went to see the pink slime.
They're already formed into chicken nuggets at this point. This training aid is for exclusive. Oh.
Yeah, don't tell McDonald's we have this. It's from May of 1983.
No, we weren't open today. We're open Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah, or do that, Brick. Like, if you don't like it, hand it to a friend or do something.
Yeah, there were these 2 other women there doing a full flight, and they looked at me like, are they serious?
Yeah, but still, like, again, to me, I paid you. Whether I have buyer's remorse or not, it's there in front of me. It's time to choke that shit down. Even if I don't pay for it, like, right? We went to a restaurant, a very fancy restaurant in Scottsdale, Mexican place, and we got like tomahawk steaks. And since my buddy worked there, Chateau Brion, tomahawk steak. You guys remember that commercial, obviously. But he brought out some. Basically a ritzy version of the Mexican corn where they slather it in mayonnaise and all this other shit.
Elote?
Yeah, elote. And brought it to the table and I go, ugh. Even though it was free, I fucking ate 1 cob of it. I wasn't about to be like, fuck you. I didn't like it. I fucking ate it. And the same thing with guacamole. Guacamole showed up. I don't eat guacamole. I still fill my mouth with it at least once. Jesus Christ, people.
No, we had to work our day jobs for St. Patrick's Day, and we don't have anything.
Yeah, who's getting wasted on a Monday? Losers and chuds, that's who. Oh, God.
You awake? Oh, my dear Hamlet.
Oh, my. He looked like he's made out of, like, bologna.
Huge.
This is an Oscar Mayer fucking Big Mac.
I'm sure you had no actual intention of turning on those lights.
Heck, did you see this box here?
Look!
Oh, God.
They have magic.
I could have swore we've seen this already. or some sort of nugget training material.
We've seen nuggets dancing around. Oh, look at the apple pie.
Hiya.
Yes,
How you
we've seen this
doing?
guy.
Pleased to meet you.
Hey, what's happening?
This is we've
100% seen this.
Hey there, look. Greetings, creatures from space, and welcome. I am Hamburger, and these are my friends, fries, Cokes,
Fries.
Big Mac.
Everybody knows you, Hamburger. You're famous.
It
Hey.
talks English.
No, listen
No, it speaks English, Mrs. McMuffin, you fucking idiot.
Oh, I was gonna say, is she like the fish sandwich or something? No, she's. I don't know all these
She
people,
like the fish sandwich, guys. Let me.
but she has an egg.
I want to get rid of myself
Okay.
really quick so you can see what's going
I
on.
see the egg now.
Now you see it. You see the slice of bologna here. You saw the white, and then the. P.S. I feel like they probably should all have Scottish accents, but most especially the Egg McMuffin.
To that accent, that's Mars.
Thank you, Hamburger. I'll take it from here. Marvelous weather we've been having, don't you think? You can't complain. Where is your...
Mamma mia. Hey guys, like worst chicken nugget shape ever. He's just the rectangle. He's
Yeah.
not the boot. He's not the oval. He's not the cowbell. Whatever the fuck they are. He does straight up look like an apple pie.
buns, sir?
Mac, is that any way to treat our
You're gonna let him
visitors?
slip into your buns
we're
like
not
that, Big
visitors.
Mac?
You're not?
Oh, no, we're Chicken McNuggets, a favorite product at McDonald's. We're big, really big.
How come we've never seen you
people eat
bitches
it.
before?
I don't know about you guys, but I want to run this up your flagpole. Product. To me, I associate that with non-perishable, non-food items. Like, we're McDonald's the most popular product. I would say item. I would say anything but product.
Well, it's a product because they sell it.
I understand that, and it is produced, and
Whether
it's
it's
a
a
product technically. But when I go, man, I'm hungry, I could really go for some McDonald's products.
Well, obviously, like a person ordering isn't going to call them a product, but the
Right.
people.
They shouldn't teach their employees to do it. Be like, oh, do you want some of our McNuggets? Popular product. Popular product on the menu. Would you like a Big Mac? Another popular product. Say item. Item. 3-item combo. Add a drink. Whatever. Like, item, people.
Lead us
Product.
up.
Is that
Talk to
George
these
C.
people.
Scott again?
Welcome
My chicken McGroin. And he falls over.
A fine,
to the
succulent
McDonald's
product.
Ooh, yeah.
family chicken.
Eating a meal. Succulent McDonald's product.
McNuggets.
Why, thank you.
Mama.
What are you? Wings or thighs or
Nothing.
Well, we're all made from tender pieces of white and dark chicken meat.
Pink
Then we're
slime.
breaded and deep fried to a golden brown.
Oh, baby.
Do we look good?
what? Hey,
Where's
they
the
sound
Szechuan
pretty
sauce?
good.
Interesting.
Well, if you guys are all made the same way, how
Fuck
come
you.
you all look so different?
Ah, that's because we are different. We give you a choice of 4
I love the
special
Technicolor.
sauces.
He looks like a Fruit Stripes gum mascot
Yeah.
at this point. Jesus Christ.
And each one of them makes us taste a little bit different.
Our sauces.
They got 4
I
sauces.
wonder what they could be.
It's like we go
We're
through...
made of
Ass.
beaks and assholes.
Ask. Hey, I wonder what those sauces could be. Like, you ever talk to someone and they go, yeah, I got a new stereo. And you go, I wonder what a stereo could be. You're talking to them.
a whole personality change.
Beaks and
Take
assholes.
Bobby, for example.
Crunchy as
A
hell.
regular McNugget
And
now.
chewy.
But one dip in that barbecue sauce and...
Szechuan sauce.
on some tang.
New York City.
Hey, looks pretty
Whoa, hey, that puppet hand turned into a regular hand in the cutaway.
good now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The
great
tiniest. I don't know about you guys, but when I eat chicken, anything that's dippable, I drown it.
So he
Like,
can't taste the chicken anymore.
Yeah, I love the sauce. I'm a sauceaholic. I will drown my nuggets and or strips like an eastern seaboard town drowned their women accused of witchcraft. I would leave them in, and if they floated, I would say this is a wholesome nugget. I'd still eat it. But if they sank, I'd say it's a witch. I'd eat that too. Moral of the story is like, yeah, and the reason why, especially with fast food nugs or strips, is because by and large they taste shitty. So when I was forced,
Holy moly!
Yeah, I'm concerned that Mrs. McMuffin has glasses, implying that there exists a McDonald Land optometrist.
There has to be. Like, there's a whole fucking town. They have a mayor. They have a police chief. I don't know what the fuck the Fry guys do all day. Birdie seems like she's probably a pilot based on the way she dresses. Grimace does nothing. He's feel like a McDonald Land Reddit moderator or something. Ronald's got a job. There has to be a McDonald's McTometrist. It's got to be. You're not drowning. Yeah, I'm saving it. Like, imagine being a crusty lump of pink slime made of chicken cloacas and beaks and feet and shit. And you want to just eat? You want to raw dog that?
The McDonald's gyno.
Idea. Barbecue sauce.
And
My
we got the
gynecologist.
sauces that'll take you on a trip from the Wild West to the Far East. Mikado?
Thank you, McNugget.
Uh-oh, racist.
Now here to please McDonald friends.
Oh, me please you long time. What? This is number one. Weird for the racism. But what's up with her eyes? Are those supposed to be eyelashes?
Yes.
She's like a geisha worker who also like moonlights as a 1980s Las Vegas prostitute. Me dip you long time. Right? Raw dog. What's that?
Cancel immediately.
No sauces.
I'm here for my McCheckup.
Godzilla.
Hey, fantastic.
Godzilla. Guys, Godzilla's from Japan. And like the sweet and sour sauce is from China.
The hand was different that picked her up.
Right. We addressed it earlier. It's a puppet hand that grabs them, but it's a human hand that dips it. You think they have they built a separate hand for each nug?
No, this time when they picked her up, like it was a manicured nail that picked her up.
Guys, I don't believe that.
Sweet and sour sauce. All right.
Maybe
Barbecue
FTO
sauce?
agrees
Sweet
with
and
you,
sour
but I
sauce?
don't.
What else you got, McNugget?
Well, I got a sauce here that can turn old Sam into a samurai.
Oh, God. Okay, samurais, Japanese. Now is when you would drop Godzilla. And he just took the prostitute's eyelashes and made eyebrows. Oh,
Hot mustard
See?
sauce.
same thumb. It's the same hand.
It's not a puppet hand, though, is it?
It's a puppet hand.
Fantastic.
Also, they had the like you could see the black sock that was on the end. Like Jim Henson, this ain't. Like Jesus Christ. Like imagine seeing a McNugget that just has like a big black plug at the end. You go, oh, delicious.
Hot mustard.
What a great idea.
I love it.
Barbecue sauce, sweet and sour, hot mustard. Gee.
So do you guys like it?
You had another one, McNugget?
That's right. Honey?
I was just a plain Jane. Until I took my first dip in a souffle cup filled with honey.
A souffle cup.
I love y'all very much.
Wowie woo.
Right, so they just accept death.
Yeah, y'all get 8, so like...
Bah! Like I was normal. We cut away. She's back to being sexy. So she hasn't been dipped yet.
Right.
What the? Yeah, sexy nuggets. This is fueling a bunch of sexual perversions I dare not mention because I don't want my Facebook and or Discord ruined like he did with butt plugs.
Wow. Now there's a puppet.
Possibly a sausage party.
Oh, yeah. Honey, that's the thing. Amazing, McNugget. Simply amazing.
Corn syrup,
Very
my favorite.
impressive, McNugget. 4 sauces from all over the world. Barbecue, sweet and sour, hot mustard, and honey.
So-
Chicken McNugget.
All over the world. 4 places.
So if all of these puppets, all these people, things are consumables and they get eaten, is it just like the next one in line is the one that becomes
like,
the thing?
They have to achieve like sentience and like human level intelligence. The instant the top bun or the last fry goes into the package here, or as soon as the pink slime enters the mold. Imagine that. Like you just awake, fully formed and sentient, well-versed in English and racist stereotypes, only to be summarily consumed after trying to get the hand sexually aroused, essentially.
Nuggets, far out.
I think we got a winner here.
Funny, I've got the very same feeling.
Why, I think this is just so exciting, don't you,
Well,
Hamburger?
but P.S.
Chicken
like
McNuggets,
they're all
on
excited
behalf
about
of the
them
entire
coming to
staff,
McDonald's, but
welcome
they've been
to
at
our
McDonald's.
family.
So like, why are they?
Well, because this is 1983. So I don't imagine they were around.
He said the Nuggets said they're like, oh, we're the hot selling product. So they've been there.
Right, but they probably didn't have, the budget for a puppet show until now. But like, why else would they be like? And P.S. This is like employee training. This isn't like customer education. It's like, hey, tell the customers that we've got 4 sauces, and we'll explain it to you over the course of 18 and a half minutes. It's like this could have been an email. Krista's favorite battle cry.
Yeah.
May you
McDonald's
soon be
honey
as
mead.
famous
Yeah, they
as
got corn
Big
syrup in their
Mac
stuff, probably.
himself.
Yeah, it's 100% corn syrup.
Do they go through a state of higher being once they
My
exist?
dear Fry, you are speaking for
Exit
America's
as waste, or they become mutant or something. I don't know where I'm going with this.
No, they're just snuffed out. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's no, fast food gods and goddesses. There's no nirvana. They are fully formed and then blink out of existence. They're like fruit flies, but hyper intelligent.
favorite lunch. That I
And
should
also
be jealous
completely
is, of
on board
course,
with being
absurd.
killed.
I have no problem with Chicken McNuggets as a perfectly viable food product. They were developed by one of the
They
finest
have
chefs of
been.
Europe.
They're not new.
They do have 4 exceptional sauces, and people do, in fact, seem to like them. The problem, however, with a highbrow food such as Chicken McNuggets...
There's light at the end of my tunnel, says that to you.
Highbrow food like Chicken McNuggets. Pinkies up, guys. Get your monocles in. Get into the rolls, everybody. Move all the bags out of the bucket seat of the Rolls Royce Phantom, right? We're getting McNuggets tonight. Little Beaujolais.
Surprised there's no ranch.
To prepare.
Au contraire, mon père.
I beg your pardon.
Like before ranch existed?
So, Daddy-o. In fact, we're just about...
No, I'm sure ranch existed before 1983. It's just we like that's the thing. I'm not alone in my love of sauces because, hello, like walk into a grocery store and 35% of the products, the items. But that's the thing. We're at a grocery store. It's different. 35% of the products, because they're in like factory sealed jars, squeeze tubes, stuff like that. Sauces.
Yeah, that's exactly what FDO had said. Items are individual things. Products are the thing as a whole. Like they're talking about products like their McNuggets are products, but when you order them, they're an individual item because it's a piece of the product.
I don't like the way that sounds. That's the moral of that story. Items are what you should get. What items can I introduce? Can I not introduce? Interest you on our menu. What item would you like to order? What product would you like to consume?
You wouldn't.
Jack?
You wouldn't, as a person behind the counter.
It shouldn't be said ever. Is what I'm getting at.
They say that in corporate. Corporate is product.
Fuck corporate. I don't like them. Items. Like we're training people to deal with customers.
As easy to make as fries.
Is that right?
Sure.
Yeah, you
Good.
basically just fry the
Then
shit.
I presume you are prepared to train the crew in the various intricacies of your care and preparation. Indeed I am, big guy. Well
You
then,
cut open the bag and you pour them into the fucking fryer. Oh, when you push the McNugget button, ba-ba-ba-boo.
might I suggest you hurry, seeing as we'll be
Rankin
opening our doors in less time than it takes to recite my list of ingredients.
Oh my gosh. We've got to get busy.
It's almost opening time.
Excuse me.
Who is this giant fry? Where did he come from all of a sudden? He's like Lenny of Mice and Men. He petted Mrs. McMuffin too hard and smashed her all over the floor.
Hey, wait a minute, everybody. Mac's right. We don't know how to cook McNuggets.
Wait, are we supposed to cook ourselves? Why do we even have employees? It's opening time. We've got to serve giant puppet hands ourselves.
Right. Here's me.
I'm not a fan of aiolis, Brick. There are so many sauces out there that the texture just hits me wrong. Anything that has like a mayonnaise-y consistency, I go, no thanks. Just not for me. It's too jizzy.
Not Lenny.
I don't know. It's such a fancy meal. It'll take days to learn how to make them.
Who's going to eat me? The apple pie.
It'll take days,
as
guys.
simple as fries. And besides, I've lined up the world's greatest trainer to help us out. Coach?
It's the big slow fry.
Look,
What sauce do you have to dip a McNugget in to turn him into a coach?
All of them at once.
I know how to get him sexy, and that's all of them.
Alive, shake a leg. Let's have that blackboard. Sit down, shut up, and listen up good. Coke? What's that? Gum in your mouth? 10
How? P.S. This nugget, rather, he sounds like Ed Asner.
laps. Let's move it. Next guy talks. 50 sit-ups. Today's topic.
I know the aioli doesn't have mayonnaise in it, but it's like mayonnaise-y. I don't like a creamy, pale sauce.
Yeah, he doesn't like creamy stuff. Like, he doesn't like ranch, even though I love ranch.
I just can't.
You don't eat like Thousand Island.
It needs to have like a tang.
Yeah.
It needs to have like, and not like Miracle Whip. That fucking shit is trash as well. I mean, like, it has to be based in a vinegar or a quality oil, not a canola oil, like an olive maybe, avocado, etc. Others?
Preparing chicken McNuggets. Any questions?
Product trademark.
A coach?
No talking. First subject. Handling. Please handle us with care. We come to your store frozen, and if you throw us around in our cases, we could break into pieces and or lose our precious breading. And that
Precious
would force
breading.
me to get tough. Next subject. Delivery checkout. Crew people check exterior damage to the cases before the cases are stored. Management checks inside the cases for correct temperature and weight, for excessive breakage
Let's
of the
see.
pieces.
Yep, looks like the correct temperature and weight in here. P.S. Like, what is that huge panel in the back for? Like, that is like an industrial-sized electrical panel, and the meter is inside. What's going on here?
Spreading loss.
Also, yes,
frost,
that green
and
uniform.
for pieces that are stuck together, which indicates we have been thawed and refrozen. Next, storage. We chicken McNugget types belong in the walk-in freezer with the fillet portions, away from the freezer door and away from the evaporator. We're
And away from the prying eyes of perverted chicken nugget sexuals.
stored in stacks no more than 5
Hi, I'm
high
Chris Hansen.
and on skids to allow the air to circulate beneath us, with 2 inches of airspace between the stack and the wall. The oldest
Hello, like 2
delivery
inches to you?
should be used first. Any
Yes.
questions?
Where do we store the sauces?
The sauces are delivered in pre-packaged sauce cups, and
No
they're
kidding.
stored in the stock room at room temperature. And that's it for storage. Next subject, setup
And that's
procedures.
it. Moving on.
First,
This sounds like Adam Carolla's wildly unfunny animated cartoon character, Mr. Burcham.
on the chicken McNugget holding cabinet 1 hour before you're ready to use it.
An
It
hour?
needs time to heat up. Second, check the fryer temperature. It should be 360 degrees.
I noticed that, Mr. Yabo. I was like, what the fuck is Coke doing? Then I remembered, yeah, he was supposed to do laps.
Yeah, he's doing laps.
For chewing gum. He's no teeth. And where did he get the gum? Are they shopping?
Third, check the cooking computer to
This
make
is exactly what it looks like in my kitchen at home. It's just a bunch of like 1950s era spaceship dials, blinking lights and buttons and twist knobs. Like, nothing gets me hungrier than flipping a bunch of switches and like seeing blinking lights. God, I used to watch TOS, right? Star Trek, TOS, and go like, God damn, those panels are making me fucking. I'm famished, right? Oh, Captain. George Takei, I'm starving over here. Stop pushing all those buttons. Making me hungry.
sure the power's turned on. It will make automatic computerized timing adjustments
HAL
for
9000
different size
controlling the fryer.
McNugget loads.
I'm afraid I
It
can't
has
fry
an
that, Dave.
automatic duty timer that tells you when to shake the basket. And it is also the signal to drop the next basket when you are in the drop-pull mode of production.
Shake that
How
fat
about
ass of
that, huh?
yours.
If they make it any easier, you guys are going to really get flabby. Okay, total cooking time. About 4 minutes and 15 seconds.
About. I usually say about and then take it all the way down to
Give or
seconds.
take.
It's about 4 minutes, 15 seconds, 38 milliseconds. About. Roughly. I'll be there at about 12:32. I'll be about.
Hamburger, how long does it take to cook chicken McNuggets?
4 minutes, 15 seconds, sir.
You literally just said that, sir.
Now, the
It's
cooking
still-
timer
oh.
is going to go off in the middle of the cooking time to remind you to shake that basket so we won't go sticking together.
Shake that
Now, that's
moneymaker
gonna
also.
sound
What you're
at 2
doing?
minutes and 20
Mrs.
seconds.
McMuffin, do it.
Fries, what's the setting for the duty timer?
2 minutes and 20 seconds.
It's still on the board, sir. Shouldn't you at least hide the answer?
Sir?
Way to go! All right.
fucking nailed it, dude.
Who said that fries was stupid? Next,
Nobody?
load the portable freezer with bags of chicken McNuggets,
Classic
making sure you
stupid
got
fry
enough for the
move.
rush hour. But be sure not to overstock. This freezer is located right next to the fry station. Next, stock the sauces.
What's
Take
overstocking?
the sauce.
You want roughly exactly 8 bags. Approximately. Approximately 8 bags.
to the front counter.
Shake that
And
basket.
store them in the McNugget sauce holder. There are 5 bins in the holder, and the extra bin is for storing additional supplies of your store's most asked-for sauce.
Most
Sauce.
asked for.
And that's it for the setup
Sauce?
procedures.
Think of the voice of the hamburgers doing these days? God, I don't know.
Yeah, that boy, Coke. Go get yourself some ice. Next subject.
Water yourself down, you
Cooking
bitch.
procedures. So simple, even a hamburger could do it.
I thought fries were the stupid ones.
Hey.
Coach! Coach, I don't think we survived that crash. Drop a one in the chat if you get that reference, and who wouldn't?
I resent that.
You resent that? I resent that. You're going to give me 20. But after I tell you how to cook us McNuggets.
Pickles?
Now, you can't miss out on this. It's too important.
So if he resents you resenting something, you have to do 20 of something?
Yep.
Beetlejuice?
First step, load the basket away from the vat.
And bask the
dropping
load it.
in the amount of McNuggets you want.
Plop, plop,
and
plop,
making
plop, plop.
sure that none of us are stuck together.
Plop,
Now, if
plop,
we
plop.
are, separate us, or we will cook improperly. Chicken McNuggets are cooked frozen and should not be allowed to thaw. Now, you can cook a partial bag,
Shut the fuck up. Be a man.
half bag, or a full bag. The production caller will tell you how many, depending on the hour. Each fry basket can cook a maximum of 1 bag. Second
Holy shit, you guys get that? 1 basket and 1 bag. If you can get that math, drop a one in the chat.
step, start cooking.
Oh.
Lower the basket into the
Coach
fryer.
did survive the crash.
Activate
He survived.
the computer. Then, after 2 minutes and 20 seconds, you'll hear this sound.
Oh god, that sound's making me hungry. That's what I was making some fried potatoes and bacon grease today. I go, oh boy, I can't wait for that beeping sound after all these blinking lights do their showing.
Does that mean the game is over? No. That's your duty timer telling you it's time
To duty.
shake basket at duty cycle. Gently. Just enough to loosen any of us who might have stuck
Go.
together.
Now those nuggets are
Less
nice
than 2
and
minutes
loose.
later, the computer will sound. And that means, fries?
It means fries?
It means 2 minutes and 20 seconds? Shut up!
The computer sounds after the total cooking time of 4 minutes and 15 seconds. It means what?
Oh,
There'll be a
means the
refresher course
McNuggets
at the
are
end,
done.
Rick.
Some days I should never get out of the freezer.
But
When the
I mean, you can only come out of the freezer technically once.
you're out now. You're cooked. So how
That's the thing about this. Like, we run into the same issue with, like, this type of training video that we do with the hit Disney Pixar movie Cars. Because the more they do this sort of small talk and, jargon and minutia that humans do, you have no choice but to start asking questions.
we haven't talked about cars in a while.
Let's talk about cars for a
Let's talk
second.
about cars.
Why is it that if you're a car in the Cars universe, you're there in Radiator Springs, you drink oil, but gas goes in your ass? Gas in the back, oil through the mouth.
Right.
Where does it go? Are they burning the oil? because oil is something that's supposed to stay in that closed system until it is removed for fresh oil. So if it's moving through their digestive tract, like the engine, like the camshaft and the pistons and the cylinders, that's all part of their digestive tract, then the gas should go in the mouth too. Right? Because if you're going to be lubricating the engine, like if you had to drink through your mouth and eat through your ass, it doesn't work. Right? Because you have to put the oil in to keep all the parts lubricated. But, and I mean that with no pun intended, it would be like I'm drinking this Coke so I can get this 6-foot sub in my ass, because without the Coke, where will it go?
Brick says the exhaust is gas. It's more like drinking through your belly button. But my thing is...
What?
My thing is, like, if they need to have gas to drive, how can they drive when they don't have gas? Like, lightning runs out of gas.
Right, and that's another thing that's the fucking issue here is, like, when Doc and Lightning there, right? And they're like, okay, we're gonna race, and if you win, you don't have to fix the fuck up that you destroyed our town. Radiator Springs is fucked because you destroyed the one road we have. And so they go, well, let's race. Doc was a racer. The Hudson Hornet, right? Start your engines. Aren't they always? No. So that means that they can move, obviously, without their engines being started, because they do that all the time. But they need to start their engines to go fast? That's the problem with this type of shit, guys. Like, this Nugget should not have the opportunity to know that he can come in and out of the freezer. Like,
right.
The fries, the shake, the big dumb fries, the burger, none of them should have this information, nor these cultural touchstones that only humans would have.
Are there car oil drillers and refiners to make their gas?
Yeah, because that's the thing too. It's like, well,
who made the cars?
If you watch Cars on the Road, right, it fills in a lot of the gaps, but then it just gives you more fucking questions. Because the dinosaur cars, right? They ate it. Like, the herbivores, God knows what they were doing. I don't even know if they were herbivores. But, like, I don't know where it is. The T-Rex car, it's up here somewhere, eats other vehicles. So that must mean that the herbivore allegories are somehow synthesizing the sun, grass. Maybe there's just pools of oil. I don't know. But then what happens when they're eaten? They have to, like, break down, and they don't grow. A car can't grow. Like, they can grow old. Lizzie, I get. She was made. She's old as fuck. Like, they're going to stop making parts. But then...
Her husband's dead. How did he die?
I mean, entropy comes for us all, including McNuggets and cars. But
then there's the car graveyard.
Right. But that they should be showing their age almost exclusively internally. Because, like, where did, let's say Jackson Storm, right? He shows up with these new gen racers.
This is Cars 3, by the way.
Where the fuck are they coming from?
Yeah, who's making...
Synthol? Don't watch Cars 2. That is ass from stem to stern. Watch 1, watch 3, fuck 2.
The computer sounds. The McNuggets are
like,
done.
there's
fuck,
murder.
marry, kill. You fuck... No. Yeah, you fuck Cars 1, you marry Cars 3, and you kill Cars 2.
And it is time to... Drain the McNuggets. Turn off the computer.
Beep.
Lift the basket.
Turn off the Commodore 64. Type in run shutdown mode 20 go to 10.
And shake it lightly to separate the pieces.
The Cars movies are
Let
pretty
them
good.
drain for
They're not that
1
good.
and 3.
No,
and Cars on the Road.
Like, here's the thing. It took me roughly 150 views of Cars 1 to get past how mad it made me. Because, let me change this.
Let's talk about Cars again.
The problem with fucking Cars is, like, there is no hero's journey of Lightning McQueen. He doesn't come from nothing, like, gets called the Chosen One to refuse the call and the classic story structure. He just comes out of the gate, a rookie, blowing everybody away. And the only reason he learns to be less of a shithead is because he fucks up so bad he gets in trouble with the law and is forced to learn how to care. It's a shit story. Lightning is a shitty character. Everyone in Radiator Springs, like, seems to have ethos and like a history, and like they love each other. Lightning is just this, like, he's a Logan or a Jake Paul piece of shit who just comes out of nowhere, annoys everybody, except Lightning has a redemption arc. As confusing as it may be and as nonsensical as it may be, he goes, you know what? Being a shithead kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But if he hadn't just, like, fallen asleep and fallen out of Mac, where are we? Where are we?
For 5
Of course
to
you
10
have Ryan.
seconds,
Ryan's met the
and
voice
dump
of Sarge.
us tasty
Paul Dooley.
McNuggets into the McNugget transfer basket.
Yeah, torture works. They kill people. They kill cars.
They friggin' murder cars.
All the lemons come together, and like that's the thing. Obviously, they're afraid of. Hey, Rachel, welcome to the show. Obviously, they're afraid of death. We're all afraid to go into the void or whatever comes after this. But that's another thing about cars too. Is like they're just slaughtering people wholesale. And people, I mean cars. Like Bruce Campbell, fucking killed.
Like the first 5 minutes of the movie was murder.
Like they're murdering people, like putting cars. They're killing cars. They're putting cars through crushers. Like it would be a bloodbath if these were living organisms. But since they're, to my headcanon, like squishy alien slug monsters sealed hermetically into the bodies of cars, it's totally fine. And like the bad what you call it? Like the villain's big bad plan is like his synthol is actually like an explosive or something. So confusing. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, and the James Bond bullshit where they're like tying Mater and Lightning up, or no, Mater and who gets tied up?
It was just Mater.
Just Mater in the clock
Mater is
tower?
hanging in the clock tower.
Like, where are the robot sharks if... Jesus, fuck,
Lift
guys.
the basket by the hand.
Came just in time for the
It's
anger.
bullshit.
Anger, Rachel.
And put us
glad I
in the
got your
holding
mid-rant.
cabinet. And be careful to make sure we're spread evenly. So we'll stay
Break those nuggets and lift them sauces.
hot and fresh and tasty and delicious
Hot
for 30
and fresh
minutes.
and tasty and
And
delicious.
not a second longer, because that's our maximum serving time.
Yeah.
30 minutes. Now, the first thing you do once we're in the holding cabinet is
Hold each other tightly.
activate the holding timer.
Holy moly!
Also, the Pope mobile is in cars, implying car Jesus.
Right, and that's obviously there's going to be, once you have like a large, global scale group of sentient anything with that level of like deductive reasoning, critical thinking, language skills, emotions, you have to just take for granted that there's probably like car Muslims and car Christians and car Hindus and car Buddhists. But that's not where I want to fucking live. I want to live in a happy-go-lucky place where, like, Lightning McQueen isn't a total shitbag who's basically forced into like, where are Lightning's parents? Where's anybody's parents? And doesn't it, like, weird you out a little bit that at the time that Lightning and Mater meet, Lightning is at most 2 to 5 years old. Mater is 70 fucking years old. Right. And they're best friends. Does no one think about that?
Jesus Chrysler, says Julia.
Yeah, Mater is a fucking 54 to 56 Chevy, like, stepside pickup truck that's been modified with dualies or whatever he is. Moral of the story is, it'd be like you have a kid, he's 5 years old, and he wanders down the street to play with the septuagenarian, and they just hit it off because they have the same likes? What? McNugget.
Look, he taught him how to drive backwards.
And the countdown begins.
Yeah, great question, Brick. Do they pop out of a factory? Here's the thing. I brought this up before, but it bears repeating because I'm pretty sure it's fucking right. The cars, the mechanical parts of the cars are just that. Dead, mechanical, metal, no sentience whatsoever.
Well, because you see Doc working on the sheriff.
Not only that, but you see in Cars 3, Cruz has Lightning's wheels pulled off so he can meditate in that little thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt him. And that it never hurts anybody because like
They pop their
lightning needs
tires.
multiple
Yeah.
tires. Like he doesn't go ow when he burns out. Like there's something amiss, right? So to my mind, what we have here is some weird alien species that needs to be separate from the Earth's atmosphere. So that's why I think when you're looking at a car's car, okay, you see the eyes? You see those eyes? So what I'm thinking is what we have, because no doors ever open, windows don't go down.
Yeah.
What we have here is this is a hermetically sealed mechanical body with an engine that is being operated by a blob-type slug alien that lives in the cab. So when they're being put together, they're probably being birthed in some sort of vacuum chamber, a la like the Intel when they're like at Intel campus when they're making computer chips, like in a vacuum, no dust, no nothing. They're implanted into these car bodies and then are just sealed for their existence. And the only thing that can kill them is the failure of their body, whether it be like, because like look at Larry the Lemon or Fred. Either one of those. Look at Fred. He's a fucking disaster.
Mm-hmm.
They can exist as long as they, like the integrity of that seal holds. They can lose tires. Their engines can turn to shit. They can be covered in rust. But as long as they are kept away from the Earth's atmosphere, they're fine. And I say this because in Cars on the Road, when Mater and Lightning end up at that haunted hotel,
Oh, yeah.
all the car bodies have their windshields and all their windows broken out.
Yeah.
Ergo, the seal is lost. I don't know if they turn into some sort of gas or they just like, they go through some sort of organic decomposition process. But these beings inside of these car bodies need that to stay alive. So when you see all the dead cars in the graveyard, windows are all busted.
Right. When they drive through on that, like, yeah.
God damn it. McNuggets, am I right, guys?
Kids, if any
I'm not a nerd, Ryan. I don't know what a fucking Dalek is.
of us are left after 30 minutes, it's bye,
Might be
bye,
Dalek.
Birdie.
Birdie.
This car...
No, it's a Dalek. It's from Doctor Who. Dalek. It might be Dalek, guys.
Oh, you don't know what it is, but you know where it's
Dr.
from?
Huh? It was a joke. The Dalek's from Doctor Who.
Any leftovers? Got it?
Cars, trains. Yeah, there's trains. Like the train when he's like running, not running. He's driving as fast as he can to like meet Mac, and that train can't slow down, and he's blowing those horns. Sentient as well. So that's the thing. I don't think that Cars is the only, because there's like, I believe that the world of planes, same thing. I mean, another Pixar property. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Whatever you happen to pop in, like if your two blob parents plop you out because they're trains or whatever, you're just wherever you are. Doctor Huh?
Hamburger, have you ever heard of raising your hand?
I don't have
Absolutely,
a hand,
Mr.
sir.
Yabo.
Oh, well, then will somebody please give Burger a hand over there?
None of us have hands. How are they clapping?
Now cut that out!
You asked for it. That's another thing I don't like about this McNugget guy. Any questions? I do. Shut up! Hey, someone give this guy a hand. None of them have hands, yet we hear clapping. Stop it! Stop asking for stuff.
What is it, Burger?
Well, I noticed the holding cabinet has 3 drawers, sir, and
Very good. Very observant,
But I have a
Burger.
question
Nice
also.
going. Head away. 3 drawers. That's...
If it's his body, is he driving? He's not behind the wheel. Somebody's behind the wheel. He's just moving on his own. That's the thing. Inside the body of the cars, the trains, the planes, any of those things, I don't know the mechanics per se. Like they have not released the owner's manual for the Star Trek Enterprise where you see it all working. There is no like Haynes repair model for the Cars universe that shows you a breakdown, like a cross section, because I would think that there would just be a bunch of little, some sort of mechanism in there that they work with their gooey bodies. So maybe it is through, like the interface is so, But I don't believe that either, because like Lizzie is like a Model A, and I don't know if the technology for her age was there to have like brain connecting technology. So there must be some sort of mechanical and or physical interface for these gooey marshmallow slug aliens. Prove me wrong.
That's right. How about
Any
a
questions? Shut up!
big hand for the burger? 3 drawers.
Whose hand is that? We're still
With
closed.
the top drawer. Once you've started the timer on that drawer, you go to the middle drawer. And then the bottom.
Oh.
Keep rotating from top to bottom. Each drawer will hold 1 full bag of us
It's like a
McNuggets.
filing cabinet.
And each
Oh, I
drawer
filed this under
has its
Nug.
own timer. Next step, packaging
Every gracious employee will spend time on the top and the bottom. You know, don't be selfish.
the orders.
Brick thinks they
Package.
fill the cabin and the limbs fuse with the body.
Possibly, because that, like, because think about it, right? I kind of believe that, but I would still need to see some sort of diagram breaking it down, because like they can actually use their tires and, you know, whatever the
Like arms. Yeah.
like their tires, their wheels, the axles, they can like point at stuff and they can shake mud off and shit. So I don't know. There's levels of articulation that we don't see in our shared realities, automobiles. So it must. I mean, it's too complex to get into much deeper than we already have.
And side note to that, why are some of the slugs, like if they are slugs, like you have lightning and all the people that talk and speak, and then you have the fucking tractors. What makes it so that, why do those ones not have any?
Right. The tractors are some of the most confusing, right? Because you see the tractors, they're the analogs of cows, but they don't grow crops. They don't produce milk. So what they're doing is creating these less than human level sentient life forms to do what? Burn up resources? Frank, so they made a bunch of cow tractors and Frank to service them sexually somehow, but who's putting them together? Yeah, and like the crabs, right? They mention the crabs.
Never see them.
When they're on the beach. Watch out for the little crabbies. Don't see a fucking crab. We do, however, see beetles, like Volkswagen beetles, as flying bugs.
Flying bugs, yeah.
A lot.
Adorable.
That's the thing. We have cars analogs to humans. We have cars that are analogs to cows. And we have insects and we have dinosaurs. There's no dog car. There's no cat car. There's no nothing beyond what they have deemed worthy to show us. I'm glad they gave us the dinosaurs, because personally, that's the only part that I would give a shit about.
And Ivy's like the only monster truck ever.
That we meet, though.
Right.
Because monster trucks would be, I don't want, whatever. And the clown cars, there's just too many. There are too many. I'm sure there are boats. I don't know.
Yes, because in Cars 2, there's big there's big ships. That's where
exactly.
Agent What's-His-Nuts got on the ship.
Yeah, Sterling or whatever his name is. He fakes his death when those warships and because he gets a ride out on a sentient boat.
Yeah, and then and then the big ship is gonna lasers his ass.
It's all just too much, guys.
Packaging is done as the orders are called for. Take the pieces out of the holding cabinet, again rotating
Are there
the
McDonald's
drawers from
drive-thrus in the
top
Cars
to
universe?
bottom.
Actually, wouldn't all
And
restaurants
use
be
the
drive-thru?
McNugget scoop.
No.
They don't.
Yes and no. All restaurants are drive-thrus, with a caveat, Nancy Brophy style. They're just gas stations. You
And then
pull up-
Flo has oil with her gas too.
Right. But that's the thing. You go into a gas station, you get gas in the ass and oil in the mouth.
Yeah.
And the nozzles for the gas are expressly designed for human hands, but they're operated by pedals that the cars can use with their tires.
And the news people have cameras.
And why make them look like that? Why?
To put us into the box. Regular orders have 6 pieces. How many pieces per order, big team?
6 pieces per order.
Good!
Wait, the other nugget is back there getting trained on how to cook himself.
Yeah, he's been sitting
But
back
we
there.
also have
He's been shaking his head at
9-piece
everybody
and
who doesn't know the
20-piece
answer.
orders. The production caller will tell you how many you need. Got it? Now,
Just wait for all of Americans to develop metabolic syndrome and they can pick up our really super duper cheap 56 nugget pack.
if you notice any irregularities when you're packaging, you should notify your manager right away. Okay? Okay. Once the order is packaged, pass it on to the production caller. From there,
like there'll be a layer, whatever. Like there's if future archaeologists, or aliens, once we're all gone, come looking at Earth, they'll be like, oh, whoa, here's a bunch of non-biodegradable weird shit that they just made for what? Like, imagine, it's like being a McNugget, but almost like the opposite of that. Like, the thing that you are served to customers in will last 1,000 years, and your shelf life, maximum 30 minutes.
Placed in the transfer bin with a maximum holding time of 10 minutes. But remember, Chicken McNuggets have a maximum serving time of 30 minutes. And that includes time in the bin. So if we've been in the cabinet for 25 minutes, we've got 5 minutes left. Period. Okay? Fries, you confused? Okay,
Does he look confused?
One more time for Fry's sake. Once we go into the holding cabinet...
And they keep looking at the small fry instead of like the big dumb fry.
Right.
Like you should be looking over here at fucking Sloth the Fries.
It's just large. His name's probably just large.
Hey, you guys. Hey, you fries. Right, guys?
and the timer is activated, we've got 30
the coach
minutes.
from Cheers.
After that, we're
the coach from
leftovers.
Coach.
Once we're out of the holding cabinet, we've got 10 minutes. But if we've been cooped up in the cabinet for 26 minutes, we've only got 4 minutes left in the transfer bin.
That's all, Nugget.
Okay? Now, believe it or not, that's all there is to cooking
There you go,
chicken
Ripley's.
McNuggets. you see how
and how long has he been out of the fryer for?
Hey, Fries.
They turned a 4-minute experience into, so far, 15. For them, it's been an hour for you guys.
When are you going to get that haircut, huh? All right, big team. All together. What are the cooking procedures for Chicken McNuggets?
Load the basket with the proper amount of Chicken McNuggets, lower the basket into the fryer, and activate the cooking computer.
Beep, boop, boop. 20 go to cook.
When the duty timer sounds, shake the basket to separate the pieces. When
It's
the
nice that they're all wearing green in honor of St. Patty's Day.
computer sounds, turn it off, lift the basket, and hang it on the rack. Let
Are there
the
hot
basket
dogs in
drain
that other
for
fryer?
5 to
Doubtful.
10 seconds.
Okay.
Then empty
It
on
looked
the
weird.
McNugget transfer basket.
Bloop.
Put the
Plop.
McNuggets in the holding cabinet and activate the
They're really illustrating how this could have been an email. I mean, obviously emails didn't exist, but like a memo, like a piece of paper that you give
Yeah.
to someone.
A binder.
holding timer. Package the orders.
Their nugget
as
power's
they are
over
called
9,000!
for. 6 pieces per order.
Bloop.
Unless the customer wants 9 or 20.
And pass them to the
If they want 10, fuck them. Ask them to leave.
6, 9, or 20.
Very good.
Yeah, or a pamphlet, right? You guys remember Monkey Island?
yeah.
They had a pamphlet on
Pamphlet?
how to sail. They had a pamphlet on selling ships. The pamphlets, guys, before the internet, we had pamphlets. If you wanted to know something, and even today, you walk into a pet shop, PetSmart, my kid collects all the pamphlets there, full of information. Is it all good? No. But it doesn't take much to make them right if you're the pamphlet maker, especially if your whole thing is selling chicken fried shit to idiots.
If you're a big pamphlet out there, get a pamphlet for
Yeah, don't count
McNuggets.
a big pamphlet.
Good team. Okay. Hold it just a minute. Hold on. Will you hold on?
Shake, you're not supposed to look directly into the camera.
Don't break the
Idiot.
fourth
It's
wall.
Coke. I can't want to call him Shake.
We still got to talk about closing procedures. Hey, come on, would you? Apply yourselves already. Hey, Mac, come on over here and I'll tell you all
50
about closing
McNuggets.
procedures.
Closing procedures. All the nuggets that are left, dump into the garbage. Procedure over.
The end.
Well, closing is pretty simple, really. Turn off the fryer and store any remaining McNuggets in the walk-in freezer.
Hey, and don't forget to turn off the holding cabinet. And open the drawers partway so they can cool down. And discard any leftovers. Hey, move it, Pipsqueak.
Hey, you know what? I bet
He's
you we
bigger
can
than
do
him.
it on the first try.
Oh, sure. No problem.
You'd have to be a brain-dead moron not to be able to cook chicken McNuggets, even without watching this.
It's all up to the crew to prepare them right.
FGO
and
says
then
the numbers
suggest them to the
remind me
customer.
of how I
That's
joke
the
with my
key.
wife when I make food. If she wants anything that has to do with quantity, I'll say you want 2, 3, or 7.
And it's not a bad, like, that's the thing. Like, you have to gauge where they're at.
The hunger gauge.
Right. And you, like, because 2 or 3, you can say, well, I could go either way. But if you're really hungry, yeah, jump it up to 7. Don't go, you want 2? You want 3? Would you like 4? Just bam, kick it up.
Just say, welcome to McDonald's. Have you tried Chicken McNuggets? Describe it, answer any questions, and you'll be...
Oh, what? Could you describe a McNugget to me? This bougie ass fucking... Yeah, describe the nuggets. Oh, what are chicken nuggets? Well, like the name implies, they're nuggets of chicken-ish.
Smashing success.
Mac, I'm surprised at you.
Well, after all, McNugget, that's the way I got my start.
Big Mac should sound like Bob Hope to match this McNuggets Bing Crosby so they can be off on the road to McDonald's. And Mrs. McMuffin, played by Dorothy Lamour.
Way to go, Big Mac.
Rice in multiples of 8. There you go. Produced by McDonald's. Copyright MCMLXXX III. 1983. I didn't do the math. I saw it earlier, and I'm telling you about it now. Let me get this out of the way, because now, Jesus Christ, it's fucking nuggets.
Nuggets and cars. Car nuggets.
Right. If you're gonna, that's the thing. If you do something like this, pretend like they don't exist. Like don't do aphorisms, don't do metaphors, don't do like common people type human shit.
Right.
You're thinking of Sammy Davis Jr. was not with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby. He was part of Frank Sinatra and what's his nuts, the Rat Pack. This is way before that, Brick. I mean, come on, you've seen The Road to Morocco, haven't you?
Right.
Okay, so now we're jumping into something that is interesting to me personally for a couple of reasons. Yes, very wrong group. One was from like the 40s and the 30s, and the other one was from the 60s and the 70s.
Oh.
Just a few decades off, but I will hold
Couple
it against
years.
you. So what we're going to be watching next is a little bit of movie theater training, AMC. From 1997, I've watched a little bit of this. It feels like 1994. But since corporate culture moves slower than pop culture, by 1997, they were just cluing into like 93, 94.
You worked at a movie theater before.
I did. I worked at Dickens Theater. I was a projectionist for a while. I absolutely destroyed a copy of The Squeakquel by accident. It's
allegedly.
It's a very stressful situation to have to run multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment and like cellulose. It's very difficult. And as such, yeah, one family went home mildly disappointed that day. Mildly, I'm saying based on the look on their faces, because they were like, huh? I was looking down from the little window where even in a movie theater, looking down there. The old manager, she comes in, she goes, and like looks up at me, and I go, and she goes, and she gave that woman and her 2 children a refund, I imagine. But, it was the Squeakquel, so I imagine they were heartbroken. That being said, we're going to be watching, again, AMC theaters, and we're going to find out what AMC means, or what it stands for. Everybody knows, you probably don't know what Harkins is. I believe they're a local chain, or at least...
There's Harkins back east.
Okay, because like the Harkins, my buddy Sean in high school worked at the Harkins Theater, and like the Harkins kids were the kids in the slideshow when they were like you saw kids in the theater eating popcorn or buying a T-shirt. Those were 2 of the Harkins kids. So I don't know if they lived locally, but like I feel like he got to meet them once. Anyway, AMC theater training is what we have next, and we're about to find out what AMC stands for. Spoiler alert, it's not very cool or interesting.
Tracking.
Guys, tracking. This is a video cassette tape. Video home system cassette. American Multi-Cinema. There it is right there. Are you guys impressed? American Multi-Cinema. AMC theaters.
Wow.
Kind of boring.
What was the first movie you ever saw in a theater? Mine was Casper's The Friendly Ghost.
Casper's Friendly Ghost. What did I see in
And I was
theaters?
young. I was like,
I don't know, man. That was like 40 years ago. 40 years, Marty. Let's just say in the theaters. God damn. I don't know, man. I can't even tell you.
Little Mermaid for Ryan.
It probably was a Disney flick because we saw all of them in the theaters and had all of the soundtracks on cassette. But yeah.
So did I. We had all the clamshells.
Guys, we're listening to music. This is closed captioned for your enjoyment.
You make the difference.
Cinderella's a good one to see in the theater for the first time. It must have been like, I don't know, man, because by the time I was coming up, like The Fox and the Hound was on the clamshell already. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Maybe Aladdin, but that feels like I would have been 12 by then. I don't know. What in the world of God? I've heard of that.
You know, working in the theater box office can be quite an experience.
Howdy, ma'am.
Each day.
Whoa, it's like that movie True Stories with David Burns plays a cowboy and he's like driving around. You know what I'm talking about, guys.
You come in contact with a seemingly endless stream of people whom you've never met before and whom you know nothing about.
Chuds.
2 tickets, please.
In fact, all you know.
FDO, don't do that to me. Don't do that. The Hulk, and you're disappointed by it? All the Hulk movies were good. I don't care what you fucking think. He's an anti-hero. Don't go into a Hulk movie being like, yeah, I feel good like Iron Man and Captain America. No, he's a guy forced into his position, and now he's like on the run. You know, of course, when his dad is Nick Nolte and he's fighting dogs, I felt a little disappointed, but not a lot.
Know about each customer is what you observe during your short interaction with them. There's no time for anything else.
Yeah. Every time I see a leather daddy, I hear Dick Dale and the Deltones.
Yeah. Brick says that movie that he saw was an Australian kids film with a mix of cartoon and real characters.
Oh,
that's
you're
like
of Kangaroo Jack. You saw Kangaroo Jack with what's his face from Sliders.
What's the movie?
For those customers on the other side of this class,
I can't think of it because you kept talking. The movie that is partial. There's a partial characters and partial cartoon. Partial like.
So you're probably thinking of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Nope.
You're probably thinking of Cool World.
Nope. It was a dragon. He was a dragon. Pete's dragon.
Oh, it was a dragon. It was a dragon. Cartoon.
I couldn't
it was
get
a dragon. He was owned by a kid.
That movie freaked
Glenn's
me out.
Dragon.
That movie freaked me out as a kid because I did not like the cartoon and live action. It was weird. It's weird.
No difference. They have one moment, hopefully a brief one, in which they make their ticket transaction with you. And in that moment, they'll get their all-important first impression of this AMC theater. It's up to you to make sure it's a good one.
Thank you.
A young Tyra Banks stares on.
Yeah, the truth is that even though you may
Hey, it's the cowboy and the leather daddy. He's dropped his perversions and now he works for AMC.
think that you've been hired to sell tickets, you're really a good one resource for AMC. I mean, think about it. When you go into a restaurant.
Not the terrible quality, number one. But these people, this couple right here is giving me very strong, like, America's Funniest Home Video reboot vibes with Daisy Fuentes and John Fugelsang. Like, that's what they're doing right
or
now.
A store, or even if you're a student entering a
Thank
classroom
you,
for the very
Rachel.
first time,
Thank
that
you.
feeling that you get from the first person you interact with tends to stay with you, regardless of whatever else happens.
You might say it sets the tone for the entire
scared
visit.
me too.
If the first person our guest sees is pleasant, friendly, and helpful.
How do I not remember their names, man? I've been a diehard America's Funniest Home Video fan. Like, what's his name? Alfonso Ribeiro did it for a while. I don't know if he still does, but The whole cast of characters from Saget to Rivero. I know.
R.I.P.
Then they
And
probably
Tom Bergeron was in between.
Yeah.
Tom Bergeron, journeyman, not funny. Bob
No.
Saget, way funnier.
Yes.
Like Tom Bergeron's like beginning and ending of like comedic chops is like.
And
Here's a funny video where a guy falls off a horse.
It's so crazy too, like seeing like Robin Williams and Bob Saget like doing, I don't want to say wholesome things, but family oriented things, and then seeing their stand up comedy and they're fucking dirty as hell.
That's like a sniggle. It's like, can you believe it? It's one of those things where like, yeah, we all got it. Like when I don't know, it just that concept got yoked the fuck out for me because like. I don't know, guys. Here's the thing. I'm a very cultured and smart and sophisticated individual. I think Adam Sandler, I don't care what movie you say, it's shit. I don't, whatever. And like when Bob Saget was in Half Baked, I got so fucking tired of hearing people quote his, you ever suck dick for Coke or whatever line? Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Yeah, we get it.
expect
Tanny
their entire
Tanner, you
business
know?
to be a positive one. But if you come off
Isn't the
non-caring,
aristocrats?
unfriendly, distant, or just downright weird,
Yeah, and if you rewind, you'll also see that I'm right, FDO. Right 99% of the time. I don't know when the 1% is. It may not have happened yet, but Eric Bana was a good Hulk. God damn it.
then it's going to make everyone else's job at the theater that much harder. And our guest may decide
Shut the fuck up. Be a man.
to visit another theater the next time around.
So the bottom line here, folks, is that although we're in the business of showing films, we are also very much in the business of customer service. And that service starts with you and how you deal with the public right here at our starting point, the box office. Now, before the first guest arrives at the theater, it's your responsibility to make sure that the box office is neat, organized, and clean, and that all the information we're providing...
One thing I like, I don't know, I haven't been to a movie theater in 20 years, but one thing I liked about movie theaters when I went is like how they would dress up their employees in these little monkey suits with the vest and the bow tie. And like when my friend Sean, he was working in the movie theater, had this whole getup. Then he got promoted to like manager and they made him wear like a 3-piece suit and a tie. Like they went the extra mile, even though like it felt bizarre. Like not many businesses do that. Like where I work, both places, the business I own and the business I just quit, like I get to dress basically however I want. So like, but like I like going into places where they, you know, they're dressed in ill-fitting, fancy stuff that's like covered in popcorn butter stains and shit.
For customers is correct. Check the ads, the phone recordings, and the marquees against the show schedule to make sure they're accurate. Be aware of any special showings or circumstances for that day. And you should have a synopsis and a newspaper ad for our guests to read, should they have any questions about a film. Of course, one area that really needs your attention is the cash. Now,
this is something that brings back nostalgia for me because it was like a multi-step process that I'm a sucker for physical media to this day, and I just remember getting so excited, like being at my cousin's house or somewhere, because my parents always too broke to like go to the movies. But like go to my cousin's house, and one of them would say, "Oh, you want to go see a movie?" And I would go, "Fuck yes," because they also had the money to afford the paper. So we would grab the paper and open it up, and just like 2 full pages.
Oh yeah,
of all the movies coming out. You go, "Oh whoa!" And it like had the times, and it was just like, I don't know. I got swept up in the magic of like the art and like doing the math on what time it was and when the next show started, and if you could squeeze like a meal in, or if you had time to go to Walgreens and fill your aunt's purse with like cheap candy. You know, now I don't know. I'm sure there's still something along those lines today, but like you don't even have to interact with a real person anymore. You can just go up to like one of those kiosks, get your ticket, wander in. Like,
right. You buy your ticket online and show your phone.
Yeah, and like not even have to do that, just like sail past, get all the way to the theater without doing a single human interaction or like going on any sort of like little scavenger hunt. Like, I don't know, when you have to work for something, it makes it all the sweeter. And to have to find a paper, find the showtime, do the math, like figure out what you can do to fill the time in between if the next show isn't for a long time or whatever.
We used to call on the phone to hear the times and the movies. Like
I wouldn't even do that shit. Like that's I'm talking.
Well, if we didn't have the paper, like my friends and I would do that if their parents didn't have paper.
Right now, Brick's back hurts. Mine too. My sciatica.
Now remember to always count your cash before starting your
Matt
trip.
says my mom took
The amount you are given must balance.
My mom
took us kids to the cinema. I was youngest, so she took me to see Flight of the Navigator or something, and my older brothers got to see Back to the Future on their own.
Hey, brother, want to go to the cinema?
Against the receipts and transactions during your shift. You're also responsible for making sure that passes, exchange coupons, gift certificates, credit cards, and movie watcher transactions are accounted for.
Like working a register.
Okay, so now you're ready to greet the public. Or are you?
Hi, public.
Remember that one brief moment we talked about earlier? Well, you're
Don't catch public lice.
about to have several hundred of those over the next few hours. And each one of them is your chance to let the guests know that we're glad they've chosen AMC to see today's movie. It begins with eye contact and a smile.
Hello, welcome to AMC. May I help you?
It's important to always repeat the transaction and to leave cash you're given within view until everything's completed. Also, if the bill is larger than a 20, examine it quickly and discreetly to make sure it's not counterfeit.
Discreetly. Yeah. Swipe that marker across the bill as discreet as you can.
Any bill dated after 1990 will have a metallic strip woven into the bill.
E.T. traumatized Brick and his sister when they saw it. So many kids in the theater crying. Casper scared me.
They showed you a corpse. Like when E.T. is like struggling with Earth's atmosphere toward the end, and he is like a gray, lifeless corpse. You go, holy fuck, this is serious. Like and Mac and Me was like the other side of that coin. The kid dies in that one, or at least he did in the original cut. But like in the one, like E.T. is in danger, and they're looking at like, you know, I don't know, man. Like the way they made him look, where he looks just like a frozen dead body. Like it was right around the time like I saw my great grandmother at her funeral. Like, oh my god, yeah, it's fucked. You can't traumatize kids anymore. All the media my kid watches is like unintentionally traumatizing. Like I don't let him. Like I keep a close enough eye on him. He's watching like Elsa Gate shit or any of that.
Right.
But like I'm just horrified by the stupidity of it. I'd rather have my kid have some weird, you know, conflicting emotions by seeing a harpy with huge jugs kill an old woman than to have like these numbnuts he watches, these 35-year-old kids who are fucking balding, wearing backwards caps, being like, I'm filling a mansion full of packing peanuts. It's fucked.
Manager or supervisor will have other tips on detecting counterfeit bills.
I don't know. Do they rate movies anymore?
There's
Probably.
7, 8,
Red Letter
9,
Media still
10,
review stuff.
30, and 50. Enjoy your show.
Thank you.
I still haven't recovered from Lady
The
Gaga.
theater business
Joker
is
Jr.
primarily a cash
Stephanie.
business. Therefore, safety and security should always be at the forefront of your mind. Always be aware of the following 3 safety tips. 1. Never count cash in public view.
And don't set it right down by the open window so they can run by and grab it.
2. Use the large bill drop slot if you have one. And 3. No one other than designated individuals should be allowed in the box office.
That'll be $7.
In addition to cash, you will also receive credit cards.
$7.
While a pleasant attitude is always important at the box office, a credit card transaction allows you to learn a customer's name. What better way to employ one of our...
Yes, that's the problem. Like, as much as I love physical media, sometimes VHS tapes degrade, and that's what has happened here.
Hey,
it's
Brick
totally
wants
fucked.
Brick wants you to rate the money drawer that we just saw.
It happened too fast. But the fact that she put that $50 bill all the way to the right means that Krista trained this woman.
That was a $1 bill.
They were saying, no, that was a 50.
That was a $1 bill because this was the $7 transaction.
No, the $7 transaction is this guy with the credit card. Why would they say, if you have a big bill drop spot and show a $1 bill?
That was totally $1. It looked like $1 to me.
I'm not rewinding it, but you guys saw it. The Hulk was a
He
good
knows I'm
movie.
right. That's
that
why.
was a 50. And yeah, Krista still does not know how to work a register very well.
Hey.
She's learning. She never did customer service, retail.
I don't know how to fill a mop bucket either, apparently, because God forbid.
Can't fill up a mop bucket. Like, All the things you learn, like in your first 15 years of working.
In
No
retail.
fucking clue.
In retail. I did not have to do that when I worked in a doctor's office.
Right. Well, you're also a weirdo. Every one of us knows how to work a register, how to put water in a mop bucket, how to do things that, like, closing up or opening a restaurant, or like to keep your phone off the fucking counter so that the customers don't see it. You've got pockets. We've got drawers. Many things that you would just learn by working. Krista doesn't know. And so we're having our growing pains because I go, I've got to wear the manager, not the costume, but the manager name tag in my blazer. And I go, Krista.
I've gotten many verbal warnings.
In my office.
6 apps of customer service. Then right here and call our guest by
he went back. It was
I know.
a 50.
I already berated him. I said, God damn it, FDO.
Swish.
It looked like $1. Well, then she did it
all
wrong
look
then.
like dollars. They're the same size.
their name. Thank you, Miss.
She asked him for $7, and he gave her a credit card. And she went, whoop, because they were talking about credit cards in this training video. Work a register.
To McDonald's, here's your ticket.
Old
Your
McDonald.
receipt, and enjoy the
Whoa.
show.
Enjoy your
Thank
McNuggets.
Be sure to follow your
Reasons
theater
for
specific
divorce
policy.
can't agree if it was a singular 50 from a training video from 30 years ago.
We don't have to agree. Just know that I'm right 99.9% of the fucking time. Just go, yeah, you got me. Own up to it.
But then regardless, they put it on the wrong side of the cash register.
That's why it was brought up. Is it, what's up with that? They put it on the wrong side. That was Krista. She's like, 50, right in with the one to keep it safe. What if I need a 50 later?
Save it for later.
I'll put it with the one. What I'll do is I'll have 10s, 20s, 10s, 5s, and 1s, and then I'll have pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters right there under the dollars, because 4 quarters equal $1. So why not put the quarters right under the singles, right? And hundreds. What do?
We just burn them.
We just burn them. I got a fire. There's a little trash can fire. We just toss them in.
Policies for dealing with cards that get declined.
Dave used
now,
the manager
let's talk
badge
about
in his
speed.
role play.
Yeah, I like when the bus driver taps the sign in The Simpsons. I tap the manager badge.
Speed. Oh, what a movie. Sandra Bullock. It's terrific. Is it playing here? That whole bus scene was terrific. Keanu Reeves, I can do with that.
No, not that.
Guys, Speed came out in like 1992, 1993. This is 1997. By now, we should be on Speed 2, Cruise Control. It should be Willem Dafoe, Jason Patrick. Sandra Bullock did come back, though.
Speed. This speed.
The typing snort. 95? Either way, 2 years, we're definitely in Speed 2 territory. Oh, I love that movie. Willem Dafoe.
They're definitely
William
in blockbusters at this point.
We may not know a lot about our guests in the time we sell them their tickets, but we do know one thing. They want their tickets fast.
Oh.
And of course, the first letter of the word fast is F. One way to speed things up is when a patron may not be aware that a particular
Whatever the year, I was right. It wasn't 1997. We should be not talking. Oh, was that in the theater? Ugh. With Bobby Fett?
line is open, you can let them know by politely making an announcement.
There are 2
Over
lines
here,
open to
bitch.
serve you. Hi, welcome to AMC.
Something else that slows down lines
So
is
nice
when
you
a
had to say it
customer you've
twice.
just helped doesn't move far enough away from the counter to let someone else come forward. By making eye contact,
That's Brick Newton 2 times.
Damn
he
it.
says everything 2 times. Oh, that's Johnny 1 time. He said everything 1 time. Jesus, this suit stinks. What?
Boba Fett.
I know.
I know. I'm just saying it for Brick because it.
Bobby Fendel.
contact with the next person in line and offering to help them, you can move things along at a faster
I'm Richard Glass.
pace. Now, if a show is sold out, be sure to
Hey, somebody mentioned salsa?
suggest another feature for that guest.
This is York.
Also, communicate to
Movie
the
is
others
made
in
in New York
line
City.
through signs and announcements which shows are sold out.
And keep in touch with the ushers. They need to be seating those shows. Everyone on the AMC team needs to know what's going on so we can best serve our guests.
There you go. And by the way, the line for that film is forming on your right. Once you enter the building, you'll see it. And seating should start in
So
about
why did I even bring it up, right?
You'll see the line.
You'll see. Are you blind? Actually, I am. And he pulls out those Ray-Bans.
about 5 minutes,
Why are
which
you at
gives
the
you
movie
plenty of
theater
time to
then?
visit our concession stand, okay? Enjoy the movie.
Touch your usher.
Now, this device, I think we're all familiar with.
It's a
right?
phone, guys. You can't see it because I'm in the way.
I'll get it. It's probably my agent.
Speed. I mean AMC.
One of my many fans. Hello.
No, it's
Really?
neither. It's Charlton Heston. He said you can pry from his cold dead hands.
I may already be a winner.
The Who plays. Yeah!
Now, if
guys, I could just save money on my car insurance by switching to Geico.
the theater hasn't opened yet, no problem. The caller should receive the same courteous service that people in line receive, and
fucking awesome acting. That's why she has so many fans. Now, I'm the director. Act poorly.
Perfect.
all calls should be answered within 3 rings. But what about when the phone's ringing and you're sort
your
of
hands are falling off.
busy?
Ryan says, my
you
biggest
don't
pet peeve
handle-
about theaters now is having to choose my seat ahead of time. We went without doing that for a century. Why do we need it now? What does it accomplish?
Right.
We've never done that. We haven't been to a theater since
since 1987. But that's the thing. Like,
Abe Lincoln.
I don't want to go back to a theater. I've in the Ninja Turtle groups on Facebook, everybody's like blowing themselves about how they get to see the turtles in the theaters now. And we talked about it in the Discord. I don't think I want to go see it in the theaters. I don't want to sit next to a guy who orders a large pizza and another woman who's eating a small cup of nacho cheese, like it's Sprite. And all the smells and stuff, there's no fucking way. Like, I've got it on DVD, I've got it on Blu-ray. If I want a terrific movie-going experience, I'll put it on in my fucking house, turn off all the lights, and that's what I'll do. And if I want to get up and take a piss and be annoying, I will, but I won't, because it's not what you do. I don't need to sit in like a rocking chair, have like a 4D experience where you're watching Fast and the Furious with like a vibrating chair and shit.
You can get full-blown meals with like waitress service.
I don't want that. I want everybody to shut the fuck up, and so I can get swept away by the magic of the cinema, aka either the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live-action Jim Henson New Line Cinema classic, or the Alec Baldwin vehicle from 1994 based off of the old-time radio superhero, The Shadow.
Handle things correctly. A 3-ring circus is what you're likely to have on your hands.
Okay, that'll be
Jesus,
$7.50.
Brick, she might have narcolepsy.
Excuse me, please.
Yeah. I didn't see
Hello,
that in the
thank you for
theaters. I
calling
saw that
AMC
with
Springdale
my
30. This is
parents
Kathy. Can you please
because they
hold?
rented it.
Where else would you see it?
Completing the current transaction, go back to the phone and quickly help the caller, or else find someone who can.
Whoa, that was like, you see that Goldberg lookalike back there? He's like, yeah, go along. He looks like an old football player out to seed.
Keep tabs to make sure that the caller is taken care of, so they don't sit waiting on hold and have a frustrating experience before they even get to the theater. Okay, my little co-host, how old are you?
Honk.
You see that, folks? Thank you very much for illustrating my point exactly.
Women are real pains in the asses. Don't bring them to our theaters. Leave them at home, and let's strip away that right to vote, because Jesus Christ, are you sick of these females like I am? I'm John Fugel saying.
You see, most of us, some more than others.
Did you see either of the TNT movie or The Shadow in the theaters? I saw The Shadow in theaters. Yes, I did see The Shadow. 1990, I wasn't important enough to
You were only 7.
It doesn't matter. Guys, here's the thing. No one of authority in my family gave a fuck, and still, to this day, probably doesn't. I've told this story already, but one year for Christmas, I got a cheap, very cheap set of acrylic paints and canvas because I was into photography. Because,
It's art. Yeah.
Pictures. I'd spent $2,500 on a camera and lenses, and this person spent $20 on canvas and cheap acrylic paint because of pictures. That was the common denominator.
Right.
So yeah, no, I did not get to see TMNT in the theaters because, back then, $4.50? The kid's not worth that. And the only reason I got to see The Shadow in theaters is because it was at the fucking dollar theaters. So I didn't even get to see it on the initial release. I saw it on level ground, not stadium seating, with barely stereo. It was like 1.8.
Do not like being asked about our age. So at AMC...
You stumbled upon my catchphrase. I've been saying, here's the thing, for going on...
a long time.
17 years. Professionally. I've said it before that, but professionally, about 17 years.
We try to tactfully...
Guys, I've been doing this a long time. I don't have to tell you this, but I've been doing this a long time, 20 years, going on 13. Just tell the truth. commit that murder?
Handle this issue. Basically, our policy is that if someone is seeking reduced price tickets, be it seniors or students, then they'll ask for them, and that's what we sell them. Don't ask someone to prove that they're a senior. And should a request be made for a student ticket, you may need to ask for a student ID.
Oh, this kid is the reject from Neverending Story. Oh, God, look at the eyes. He looks like Froggy from The Little Rascals, grown up just a little bit.
That's a girl.
Check with your manager for your theater specific.
She has a necklace on. That's a girl in the 90s.
Necklaces too, guys. I'm wearing one right now.
Yeah,
but possibly. Yeah, whatever. Moral of the story is still looks like Froggy from The Little Rascals.
Specific guidelines. Okay, now a word about tickets.
From our sponsor.
Rule number 1 is that everyone who
The Bathroom Cougar
enters the theater has one. That means people with passes, on-camera hosts, anybody. Secondly, tickets cannot be resold. In other words, if you have a refund or overpunch, these tickets can't
see your license.
Yeah, if anyone asks for a senior discount, give it to them, bar none. Don't make them prove it.
Right.
Okay. One senior, please. But don't ask me.
Don't ask.
Be sold to someone else. And if those customers choose to see another show, hey, they'll need tickets for that one.
Rachel, call.
Now, some customers at your window will be movie watchers. This is a program unique to AMC.
They're for people who watch movies, and we call them movie watchers. Are you guys caught up yet? It's not as fast-paced as the Chicken McNugget sort of situation, but a watcher of movies we call movie watchers.
That rewards customers for their patronage with free popcorn, drinks, even free movies. It's like a frequent flyer program for moviegoers. Your manager or supervisor will completely explain how the point system works and how it affects your duties at the box office.
But we're not going to.
Finally, when it's time to close up for the night, be sure to leave your station as clean as when you started. Also, secure the ticket stock and change all the marquees to reflect the times for the next day's shows. Once you've turned in your cash and receipts and completed all of your additional responsibilities, the manager will give you the okay to clock out.
So there you have it, the starting point for people when they come to an AMC theater, the box office.
Theaters are about to get their bags blown up by Titanic. That was like 97, huh? Yeah, man, holy shit. Like, I couldn't believe that. Again, like, we had an exchange student from Japan at the time. She saw it so many times in the theaters, and then when it hit the dollar theaters, that even the dollar theater lines for Titanic were unbelievable. But by then, it'd been in the regular theater for 18 fucking months.
And that's a 4-hour movie, right? Isn't it, like, ridiculously long?
I don't know if it's 4 hours. It's probably like 2.5, 3. But, like, yeah, it was like,
office.
And now Leonardo DiCaprio is dating 12-year-olds.
And how you deal with phone calls, lines, age restrictions, discounts, credit cards, and the Movie Watcher program will...
I got bored and didn't want to show up.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the entire movie before.
Yeah, 2 VHS tapes for that shit. It was the Gone with the Wind of like thirsty teenage girls.
I need to know
determine whether our guests have a positive first impression.
Well, it's back to the idea of expectations. People should expect to have a good
Hell
time
yeah,
in our
that's how movies
theater.
work,
And
yeah.
you, as a vital part of the AMC team, are expected to make sure that they do. Oh, I'll get it.
Oh, another big contest you've entered?
3 hours and 14
Yeah, he's right here.
minutes.
There you go.
For me?
Woof.
Hey, they're looking for a John Fugelsang lookalike. Can you do it?
Hello.
I hate you.
I won!
Great acting. Great acting. Guys, American Multi-Cinemas. Now you know how to work there. It's that easy. It took us 9 minutes, 52 seconds, and you guys are now experts in not only... Oops, that's the wrong screen.
Is this the end of the videos that you had for tonight? Because I want to discuss something.
Yeah.
Okay.
All.
Let's discuss the differences between Don and Dawn. We talked about it on the Discord. They are completely different names. They do not sound anything alike. Don is a man and Dawn is a woman.
Dawn is a Dawn and Dawn is a Dawn. Dawn?
Because David says Dawn and Dawn.
Yeah, I dated a girl named Dawn.
Dawn. Dawn. With a W. There's a W.
Dawn.
Dawn.
And I dated for a while, but
they are different. Thank you,
Dawn
Brick.
No, it's Dawn and Dawn.
No. Dawn. D-O-N. Dawn.
Like lawn and lawn?
Dawn.
Like Lon Chaney and Lawn Mower?
Lawn.
Yeah, welcome to New Jersey. Dwan and lawn. Water. How many T's in mittens, Krista? How many T's in mittens? None? Mittens? M-I-apostrophe-I-N-S? Kitten mittens? Dwan and Dwan.
No, it's not Dwan. It's Dawn. D-A-W-N. Dawn.
Like you will rise at dawn.
Dawn.
The sunrise is at dawn.
Dawn.
Dawn. That's what I'm saying. Dawn. Lady Gaga. Like Dawn and Lady Gaga. Damn. It's not Dwan. It's Dawn. I mean Dawn. On?
Dawn.
Ma Unt. Steve.
Steve. Stoive?
Stoive? Ma Unt.
Different.
Same. It's the same thing. You pronounce it the exact same way, Dawn and Dawn.
No!
You say Dawn with a dong or Dawn.
Dawn rhymes with con. Dawn rhymes with pawn. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah,
it's
see how
different.
they both con, Dawn, pawn, Ron, they all sound the same?
No.
Con and Dawn sound like pawn and Ron. And drawn. Guys, this is what I deal with on a daily basis, and you start it all. Like we don't even know a fucking Dawn or a Dawn. I don't know what Dawn. I don't know what Dawn.
Brick says, do ask a Kiwi to say beer, bear, and bear.
Beer.
Bear.
Ask a Southerner to say our iron. They can't, right? Dwan.
No, it doesn't say Dwan.
Down.
Bear.
Steve. Ma aunt. Flap flaps a zap zap. Guys, that's it. That's all I got for you. We talked about cars. We learned about McNuggets again. And we also learned that if you look...
The difference between Dawn and Dawn.
Like John Fugelsang and Daisy Fuentes. Daisy Fuentes. You can get a little gig at an AMC movie theater near you. If your name is Dawn, God bless you. If your name is Dawn, fuck you. Right? Fuck you both, actually.
And get yourself some kitten mittens.
What about Sean, S-E-A-N, and Sean, S-H-A-W-N? You wouldn't say Sean and Sean.
No, because they're the same name, just spelled differently.
Oh!
But Dawn is a
and
man.
Dawn are the same name, but spelled differently. But Sean and Sean
is a boy's name. Sean.
Holy moly!
This week's FFOP was presented by Dawn.
And the judge will bang his fucking gavel and go, you get to keep it all, Dave. Dive? Mittens, he'll say. Good news, you get to keep the house and the mittens. I'll meet a nice lady named Dawn.
Donald and Dawn. Yeah.
Dwanald.
Dawn is...
Yeah, they're both the fucking same.
No, they're not.
Krista or right? Sean and Sean. Sean.
No, it's just Sean. Because it's Sean. That's just the name.
Oh.
But Dawn is different from Dawn because it's...
Because you're pronouncing the first Dawn wrong. D-O-N.
Dawn.
D-A-W-N. Dawn.
Dawn.
Like, when you see a dog or a puppy in the puppy mills at the mall, do you go, oh, or do you go, oh?
That doesn't make any sense. That has nothing to do with...
Exactly, it fucking does. D-A-W-N. Dawn.
Dawn.
A-W-E. Aw. 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 Dawn. Dawn.
No reaction.
Jesus.
Shut the fuck up. Be a man.
Dawn. Be a Dawn. Right, guys? Thanks so much for showing up and learning a little bit about ourselves and each other. And the friends we made along the way were the real McNuggets. Dawn's lawn was drawn at dawn with her neighbor Dawn. And then it was done, which is what we are. We are done. Thank you so much. I will have another episode either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on how fast I can turn it around. It will have a little something to do with what we used to do around here. A little true crime, TCAP related stuff, although it is going to be like the middle. It'll be like That's the thing. So with Steven Seagal, right? He started out being whatever he was and okay. The middle stuff, like where he got fat and sad before it went all straight to video, was probably the best for me. And now that it's all straight to video and he doesn't get above like a slow walk or like be shot with other humans on set with him, terrible. Chris Hansen made it a bitch sandwich. TCAP, banger. True Blues, what the fuck is it?
Have a seat?
No, that's the middle one.
Oh, Takedown.
Takedown, awesome. TCAP, awesome. Come on in, sit right down. I'm Chris Hansen and have a seat in the middle there. Even though it gave us Jeff Sokol and John Dupé, I think is the worst. Like, Chris has never been fatter. He's never been sadder. Like, he's never been in more hot water. However, if this means anything to you, we're going to be covering a little Seattle Bareback boys. That being said, I will see you when that happens in the next couple of days, or if this is the future, maybe it's already happened. Smell you later, both to my Dons and to my Dons.
Quick Draw McGraw.
God! This is a nightmare!
For the try to
Fistful of Podcasts Radio.